It's time now for the PHL sign-off news on this early Monday morning, July 27th, 2015. And just before the PHL signs off the night, a summary of the overnight news and I on this early Monday morning, July 27th, 2015. Peter Wiggins your news headlines on the top story at 12 midnight is a sad one year as Bobby Christina Brown, 22, the only daughter of singers Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, died Sunday nearly 5 months after she was found unresponsive in a bathtub of her home, her family said. Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton on Sunday made tackling climate change one of her key goals where she entered the White House, pledging to have more than 500 million solar panels installed nationwide by the end of her first term. The pitch battle over the relatively unknown federal agency further inflamed the Republican Party's ideological feud as the Senate put it on Sunday to extend the life of the Export-Import Bank over intense conservative objections. Tequesta, Florida. The Coast Guard says a boat belonging to two missing 14 fishermen has been found off the Florida Atlantic coast, and among the searchers was NFL Hall of Famer quarterback Joe Namath. According to the new poll, Donald Trump split talking country south, winning defends the Republican Party. West Virginia's police said on Sunday that they are sharing information of 40 days investigating suspicious deaths and missing women in southern Ohio. NATO itself is not involved in operations against the Islamic State group, although many of its members are in alliance. However, NATO is committed to help and defend Turkey. The attack comes from Somali forces backed by the troops from the African Union have launched an offensive operation Jabhat Corridor to push al-Shabaab out of its last strongholds. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad in Damascus on Sunday talks about the challenges to his government amid civil war. David Cameron says business deals worth more than £750 million will be made during this tour to Southeast Asia. Mr. Cameron to be accompanied by 31 UK businessmen and business leaders on the trade mission, which starts in Indonesia. In Phoenix, Arizona, a whirlwind crash in downtown Phoenix has killed 2, injured 7, and closed 4 westbound lanes to Interstate 10 in Phoenix, Arizona. Fiat Chrysler faces record fines over recalls. Must offer to buy back 500,000. Prairie, Texas, when Sandra Land enrolled 2005 at Prairie A&M University, the historically black institution founded there almost 140 years ago. Its students were still waging the Civil War rights that ended elsewhere decades before. The Satanic Temple's template for the city of Baphomet was unveiled in Detroit over the weekend. A Satanic organization unveiled a coverage of bronze Baphomet sculpture in Detroit just before midnight on Saturday after trying to vain half. In Seoul, South Korea, Asian stock markets were lower Monday as weak Chinese manufacturing accelerated itself in the world and other commodities. Great banks start to keep broad cash control in place for the months until fresh money arrives from Europe and with it a sweeping restriction, officials said. For exchange that has historically stuck to stocks and future contracts, the hottest new bet is challenge the bank's dominance in currency trading. Puerto Rico can qualify the $72 billion debt hole without defaulting its government debt, says a court commissioned by holders at $5.2 billion. NASA released the latest image of the dwarf planet Pluto. Among those, one of the photos shows the evidence of the exotic ice floes over the surface of the dwarf planet. Algena announced on Sunday that it's spending $560 million in cash to purchase Narix, the drug manufacturing company known for the development of antidepressants. The increase in autism rate is more likely due to movement in children from one category to another. There's recent study that has just surfaced which suggests that the increase in rate of autism may be probably because of reclassification. Here, telling news time, 12:04 on this early Monday morning here, and it is time now for a travel report here. And both sailing on our ways, byways in New England, and it's late Sunday night, early Monday morning here. Although we're seeing a few slow spots here. Southeast Expressway and then the southbound side, it's a little slow through the Dorchester stretch here. Through Morrissey Boulevard, we did an accident in Southeast Expressway on the southbound side after Morrissey Boulevard. And an accident on Southeast Expressway on the northbound side around Route 203 in Dorchester so expect some delays and Southeastern Expressway and snap on time for Dorchester to Route 203 here. Mass back in the eastbound side, it's a little slow from Austin Brenton Toll to Boston University. Mass back westbound slow from Southeastern Expressway to the Austin Brenton Tolls here. Route 24 southbound around Route 128, a little slow and around the Kenton stretch here. 95 on the southbound side, a little slow around Route 130 to Random. Route 28 on the northbound side, a little slow around the Borden Rotary here. 195 on the eastbound side, a little slow around the North Dartmouth area here. 185 on the northbound side, it's a little slow before Route 140 in Franklin here. Mass back interchange 290 to 395, a little slow here. I-84 on the westbound side, it's a little slow around Route 20 in Sturbridge here. 129 on the northbound side, slow from Route 1 to Route 95 in Peabody here. 195 on the southbound side, slow around Route 38 in Lowell, Tewksbury here. 93 on the northbound side, slow around Route 3 in Salem, New Hampshire here. 101 on the westbound side, it's a little slow after Interstate 95 in Hampton, New Hampshire here. And main turnpike looking good from York to Augusta, even though some few slow spots on the main turnpike here. After the Falmouth Spur in Falmouth, Cumberland, and main turnpike on the northbound side, so after Route 202 in Gray, Maine. Otherwise, a smooth sailing coming in this early Monday morning here. And take a look at the MBTA alerts here on this Monday morning here. Subway system is still on so far experiencing minor delays due to traffic here. Courier rail, it's looking good, and the ferries are smooth sailing. Pier Channel News Time, 12:06 on this early Monday morning. 10:30 a weather report here. And hazardous weather outlook here. Day 2 through 7, Monday through Saturday. Another risk rate. Afternoon thunderstorms. Monday, heavy rainfall and street flooding remains a high risk cover. A few strong severe thunderstorms are possible. Heat indexes could approach sheet advisory criteria at some locations Wednesday or Thursday. Alright, take a look at the latest radar situation here. It shows a cluster of showers and thunderstorms off the Cape Bernards off the outer Cape here. We've seen a few little spotty dot of rain showers around Halston around Framingham here. And we've seen spotty showers and thunderstorms off Madison, Connecticut, stretching ahead towards London in a couple of minutes here. We've seen two cells here. This is one cell around Route 190 from Holden and up into Leominster. It's going to be headed towards Air. And it's another cell from Milton, stretching down to Peabody, down to Lynn. It's going to be headed towards Danvers, Topsfield, and Hamilton and Pinefield in the next couple of minutes. There. Alright. 7-day forecast. It goes like this. There. Overnight hours of the night here. Chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly after 1 a.m. Petrobog after 4 a.m. Otherwise, most of the costs got lower at 66 degrees and south with about 3 to 6 miles per precipitation 30%. New rain for months less than 7 minutes. Check time out as possible for thunderstorms here. Monday, chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly before 4 p.m. Petrobog before 8 a.m. wise. Most of the costs got about 82 degrees. Southwest with about 5 to 9 miles per precipitation 40%. No rain from about between a 10 inch and possible thunderstorms. Monday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms before 10 p.m. Then slight chance of showers between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Patchmark after 2 a.m. wise. Most gusts got low at 6 degrees and top about 3 to 8 miles at chest beach to 30%. Tuesday, chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly after 11 a.m. Patchmark before 8 a.m. wise. Both these gusts got about 86 degrees and southwest with about 5 miles but chest beach to 40%. No rain from about 3 to 10 coordinate. Check them out about possible thunderstorms here. So then, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before 11 p.m. Patchmark after 4 a.m. wise. Podcast got low at 600 degrees and light southwest wind. Chest beach to 20%. Wednesday, patchmark before 8 a.m. wise. Most of the sites got about 92 degrees. Wednesday night, podcast got about 69 degrees. Thursday, most of the podcast got about 92 about 68 degrees. Friday, Saturday, most of the got about 86 about 64 degrees. Saturday, Sunday, podcast got about 88 about 65 degrees. And by Sunday, most of the sites got about 87 degrees. Here, not temperature at 12:09 a.m. on this early Monday morning, 72 degrees at a few clouds, humidity 87%. That's great for the period channel. Sign off news on this early Monday morning, July 27th, 2015 PSA. Good night. See you later this morning.